This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Don't be afraid to take the baby steps. It's another day, don't forget, 'cause just a prayer away. Don't give up now, trust the process and keep learning. And if you need a friend, we're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, 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 together as a family in faith and melody.
Good. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Sister Jonah Lopez here from the local congregation of Eastwood District of Edmonton.
And good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Welcome to Faith and Melody, a program where we talk about our faith and listen to our favorite INC original music. Today's topic is Friends and Trends. I am Carolyn Shank from Sacramento, District of Northeast California.
Hello there, bestie. In our time, there are numerous trends all over social media, some good and some so-so. Do you and your friends follow and share what's trending? This is our exciting topic that we will discuss with one of our ministers of the gospel, Brother Philip Velasquez, on our episode today. But first, we'll play our first song entitled Influence the World.
You were always taught to be prepared. Stay calm, for God is always there. Remember you're inside the Church of Christ. Should you face the vices of the world, be strong and don't be led astray. Be loyal to our God, fight for your faith. Don't let the world influence you. You must influence the world. Show them the way, the truth, and the light. Show them the way to our God. It's true you're different, but that's okay, because you follow God's word always. Hold on to your faith, and in the end you'll receive His salvation. So don't let the world influence you. You must influence the world. You are only traveling through this world. Your true home is with God above. So focus on the prize. Don't give up. Don't you fear and stand up for the truth. Be brave and God will see you through. So you can always live a holy life. Don't let the world influence you. You must influence the world. Show them the way, the truth, and the light. Show them the way to our God. True, you're different, but that's okay, because you follow God's word always. Hold on to your faith, and in the end you'll receive His salvation. So don't let the world influence you. You must light. Show them the way to our God. It's true you're different, but that's okay, because you follow God's word always. Hold on to your faith, and in the end you'll receive His salvation. So don't let the world influence you. You must influence the world. Show them the way, the truth, and the light. Show them the way to our God. It's true you're different, but that's okay, because you follow God's word always. Hold on to your faith, and in the end you'll receive His salvation. So don't let the world influence you. You must influence the world.
And hello there, my best friend. Hello, Ate Care.
Hello there, Ati Jonah. Good morning there. What a wonderful, that song was actually timely. I like that. Influence the world, because that's what we're going to be talking about today with friends and trends. So excited. We also have our kickoff chat together with our discussion, and of course our Christian value and verse of the week. So we're going to look forward to that, and let's get this started quickly, right? So Kuya Tech there, who is in the main studio, let's get our kickoff bumper started.
Let us know if it's something that you're willing to take up as a
Kickoff chat.
Hello, yes. You need to hide. The camera likes you today. Maybe they will let you lead and take over, right? So with this, we are going to do quickly our kickoff chat, because we want to get started with our discussion. It is a beautiful discussion today. So with our kickoff chat, it is, do you follow or not follow on these the things that we're going to throw at you today is, do you follow them or not? First one is, do you use these beauty products that are out there, they're trending right now? You know, we want to make our skin beautiful. We want to make our skin soft and shiny, and you know, we want to make it beautiful, right? Because who doesn't want a beautiful skin? But do you follow these trends of the beauty products and tips? But before I do want to before we do answer this, I want TJ, if you can say good morning really quickly to our Ohana, who has tuned in very early this morning.
Yes. Oh, excuse me. First honor today is Ate Gel from Athens, Greece. Hello, hello. I think it's afternoon there in Greece right now. And of course, we have our sunshine, Ate Ivy. We have Ka Elenita there. We have Kuya Dave. We also have Cousin Ida from GT. Also from Burlingame, Bay Area. Lynn. We also have Kafroila, one of our deaconesses here in Eastwood, also tuned in. Of course, we also have Ka-Irene Makaspak, the wife of Caramil Makaspak, the district minister of the District of Saskatchewan, also in our chat today. And Kuya Henry's listening, and he's having a hard time chatting away. So hello there, Dad, upstairs. We also have Ka Carmen, the best friends there. There you go. I think I got everyone. And of course, Ati Care is also there in the chat.
Okay, yes. With that, we are going to continue on, or we're going to answer this question. The first one is, do you follow the beauty products or these different things that are trending now to make our skin smooth, right? TJ, do you follow that? Do you follow that trend?
No, no. I think it's a little too expensive for me to have to follow them. So I just have my own. I just have my own. And mind you, I am a minimalist when it comes to beauty products or you know, routine like that. Yeah, I am low maintenance when it comes to that. So yeah.
Nice, nice.
You?
Me, I actually throughout my whole entire until now, I haven't ever. It was always just bar soap and water. That was all I used, and baby lotion on my face. But because there are some trending in, I know there are some out there also, is I wanted to try these. I wanted to try these beauty products. I don't know. We could maybe we could just say the K beauties, right? Because it's not really
Mhm,
sponsored, right? No
mhm.
sponsoring
Yeah.
here, but there are K beauty products here that I wanted to try. So there is one that I do try. I just recently tried, probably maybe um, two um, 2 weeks ago. So I don't know. Maybe he's working. I don't know. It's working. I'm just kidding. But with that, it's been like how many, right? Decades and decades and decades. I've never worn any of that because, like you said, they're a little bit expensive. They're a little bit hyped up. They're a little bit maybe over hyped up. So I'm just giving it a try just to have fun with it. Okay. So with that, that's we'll see. We'll continue with that,
Well, we do.
right?
Yeah, we do have answers from Ati Ivy. She says, I follow since my kids made me do it. Oh, and Lynn Ace is Aiselin. Hello, hello. And hugs to the family there. So who else is there? Ati Oz is there. Hello, hello, Ati Oz. Ching. My face wash is the same brand I've been using since high school, but I've been using the K products for other skincare like toner, moisturizer, etc. There you go. Because sometimes what you see, it doesn't really would be applicable to you, or it doesn't really work, right? What works for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not work for you, right? But because it's trending, sometimes like yeah, people just yeah can do that.
Well, there's a few things that we all try, right? Because we just want to try it. It's just one of these.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm curious if it's going to work on my skin. And like you said, is it going to work or not? I know also our EPR executive producer also uses a few things, right? Because you just want to try it just for fun,
Yeah,
right? It's just for
yeah.
fun. Okay, next one. Let's try this one. Do you follow or not the fashion that's going on? Sometimes the kids or the generation, they have this fashion that they follow. Sometimes it's, well, I don't think like bell bottoms has come back. Or these kind of these jeans that they use. I've seen these because a lot of the young ones use this. They're like really big. They're really big, right? The pant leg is really big, and that's, I've seen a lot of people use that. I couldn't, honestly, I couldn't use those because it just make me look shorter, right? Because he's going to get the fashion, right? So with the fashions that are out there today, do you follow them, TJ, or do you just kind of say, oh, no, not for me because it's not me?
No, not for me. I think well, at my age, I think I've set my own fashion trend. Let's put it that way. Like I don't follow whatever they have. Like yeah, again, a little too expensive to keep, following the trends.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
yeah,
These the trends that they cost, right? It's not free, it's not cheap. It does cost, and I think this generation is like, yeah, well, you know what? I would just want to try it, or they want to do it. So that's one, right? And for that, is there any answers there, TJ, for the fashion?
well, Kuya, uh, because Susan says sometimes wide leg jeans.
Oh,
So probably follows, right? And Auntie Ivy says, it depends if the style looks good on me. And Kuya Dave says, no, bell bottom pants. Never did, never will. Oh, I did. At one time in my life, in my early days, the bell bottoms, it has to cover your shoes. That's how wide, that's how
oh,
wide
wow.
it has to
Yeah.
be. Your shoes has to be covered anyway. And at the Aislinn says, haha, I want to wear those big pants, but I'm 4'8". So like,
See?
so good
Exactly.
morning there to Kamak. Yay, he made it. He made it. Kamak is one of our head deacons here in Eastwood. And Kasusan says, yes, it depends if it looks good on me.
Nice, nice. With this, we have one more. Let's just do one more, and then we are done with kickoff chat. Is whatever is trending, whatever is currently happening or is out there that people are wearing, eating, skin, whatever that is trending now. Would you follow that, or would you not follow that? I mean, in good, in a good sense that it's okay to do. Would you follow it? Would you follow it, TJ? Would you follow whatever's
We
going on?
did. We did. We not
Yeah.
follow, but I guess we got inspired to do it, right? The videos of best friends just, walking together or skipping together or just, going out, doing walks in the park. We've done that. We've seen that, the friendship trending videos, that kind, because I mean, it's not harmful. Nothing wrong with. But then, of course, we're kind of picky as well, right? We choose what to do. We choose what the videos to make and what to post. I think that's the very important thing. There is being careful of what we post, right? Take care.
Yes, exactly. Whatever trend is out there, make sure it's also again your character, what you're showing. We as members of the Church of Christ still need to be careful what you follow and what you are doing. As TJ says, these best friend reels that we do is just for fun, right? We like to make everyone smile. We like to show everyone like, hey, you know what? This is funny. Like this is so funny. So we just try it. We do it. Sometimes we'll post it on social media just to make everyone smile, especially those who know us. So with those, be careful with the trends that you do follow. You need to make sure that, again, this Christian lifestyle is where we are everywhere and whatever we do, right, TJ? Not just online, but everywhere we go. So that,
Yeah.
right? I think we're gonna go ahead and finish off our kickoff chat so we can get started. We're going to close out our kickoff chat, take one song, and then we will be right back with this upcoming discussions with friends and trends. Clear?
In other words, this is our lifestyle. Let us know if it's something that you're willing to take up as a
Kickoff
challenge.
chat.
Yes. Okay, so we're still gonna come back. But this, Kuya, one song that we're just gonna take, I Will Walk by Faith, and we will return with Faith and Melody.
Thank you, dear God, for calling me. Now I have hope inside your church, for you chose me to be your servant, Lord. Now I'm walking on to path of salvation. I will walk by faith. As long as I live, I'll obey whatever comes in my way. As long as I live, I'll obey. Whatever trials that will come in my life, I promise I'll stand my ground. Through hardships and battles, I can rise. If you are my strength and my guide, I will walk by whatever comes in my way, as long as I live, I'll obey. Please hear my prayers during troubled times. Help me to remain in serving you, my God. I will walk by faith. As long as I live, I'll obey. Whatever comes in my way, as long as I live, I'll obey. I will walk by faith. As long as I live, I'll obey. Whatever comes in my way, as long as I live, I'll obey. As long as I live, I'll obey. As long as I live, I'll obey. As long as I live, I'll obey.
INC Radio's Faith and Melody. There you go. I am so close. I want to move back a little bit. There you go. Is that better? It's like close up. Yes, talking about trends. What's trending? What we follow, what we don't follow. And of course, we want to introduce one of our Ohana. He's now part of Faith and Melody Ohana, who's also a minister of the gospel. And we have been blessed to be graced by his presence to be with us today. So welcome po. None other than Brother Philip Velasquez. He's one of our ministers of the gospel and also coordinator of CEBSI Europe. Hello po, Ka Philip.
Hello, Sister Jonah. Hello, Sister Care. Lovely to be with you both. Hello to all of our viewers out there. Thanks for having me.
Yes po, another beautiful episode that we're going to have, exciting for this topic po, friends and trends. I wonder if Kuya can put us on grid. I really don't like me in the center. It's like, but yes, going on to our topic for today, we want to maximize our time and talk about so many things about what's trending, with our friends and family and everyone else watching our program today. We do live in a world of technology. And Ka Philip, or Brother Philip, is one who's really good at technology. We know that. Where social media can easily influence or use it to influence others. We know that po. There are numerous trends that can be beneficial, but if we're not careful, like what we were talking about earlier, if we're not careful being Christians, being Iglesia Ni Cristo members, it can also be harmful. So for our Ohana, and for our panel here, in your opinion, what is one trend that most almost everyone follows, shares, or even imitates. Take care. And our Ohana, yes, just one. Almost everyone follows, everyone shares. They do it, they copy it, and then they even share it and post it. What to you?
I feel like it's for us, or even the generation, is fashion. It's fashion. It just depends what's going on. If everyone is wearing, if it's all sweaters, everyone's gonna start wearing sweaters. If everyone's wearing jeans, it's the jeans kind of thing. So I think I see more fashion being followed. DJ?
Yes, yes. And like what we said earlier, Ka Philip, Ate Care, and I, we've been looking at friendship reels, and we do have some that we've done, and we share them, and I think it's nothing harmful. But to you po, Ka Philip, because you're coordinator for CEBSI, so you see a lot of these things on social media. So to you po, what do you think is one of the trends, or what's really trending that people tend to just share and like and copy and imitate?
Friends. Well, yeah. I don't really consume much. The consuming I do when it comes to social media is because of my duty, what I do. So it's like I kind of have to, and I have my team in the office here. They're younger than I am, younger. They belong to the younger generation, and they're more in kind of in touch with the trends. And what they do is that they send to me, like the trendy things that are happening online, and that's what kind of keeps me up to date with what's happening there in the social media realm. And what I see, I mean, there hasn't been much change when it comes to trends from years ago. It's still the same, as you mentioned earlier, fashion, you know, um, fashion, beauty tips, right? Sometimes how to make up, cook, recipes. My wife, she likes to skim, although she doesn't have an account, she just likes to skim Facebook and see what kind of recipes are on there. And it helps because, you know,
Yes.
many times I enjoy, she comes up with a new recipe, and it's a nice, lovely surprise. Um, so as you mentioned earlier on, there are trends that are good, that are positive. Um, you sometimes you see uh, trends, especially amongst the young ones. My daughter, she obviously, because she uses YouTube to learn things. No, I get her to watch educational videos, and sometimes she'll kind of click on the shorts here and there, or she'll click on the shorts regarding, some cartoon or anime that she's watching, and she'll come up with these new words, and I'm
Oh.
surprised. What does that mean? What does that mean? There's that 6-7 thing going on now, and they just really, it's really see, everybody knows what it is. Everybody's laughing, 6-7, and then I'll say something, and then she'll be like, "Oh, Dad, cringe," or like I'll do something embarrassing, and then or I'll do something cool, and she'll say, "Oh, aura farming." I'm like, "What does that mean?" I'll do something embarrassing, and then she'll say minus negative aura. So it's really, yeah. But I make sure to the important thing is that we have to be aware. We're always being taught that in the worship service lessons, aren't we? Be aware, because our enemy, the devil, is doing everything to trick us. And if we're not aware, we're just kind of walking through this life, walking through social media, right? Like a mindless zombie. No, we're going to start consuming anything and everything that comes our way. We're not thinking, and then the next thing you know, we're being sucked into this world, and then we're going to end up doing things that we're not supposed to be doing. We're going to end up doing things that are not becoming of a Christian.
Yes, but Philip, if we may ask, po, what factor or what do you think po influences people to follow a trend?
Oh, What influences? Well, I think the number one is consensus, isn't it? Groupthink. Um, you know, we have this thing called peer pressure before, where your circle of friends were the ones who would influence what you liked, what you did. Now that circle of friends is everyone online, anyone who shows up on your feed. And then you see what someone did is popular. There's a consensus who enjoy it, maybe millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views. Everyone's commenting positively on it. Everyone starts posting videos in reaction to that trend, which propagates that trend. I think that's the number one. Groupthink, peer pressure. You can't call it peer pressure anymore. Maybe we can call it association pressure. Now, whoever we're associated with, if we see, if it's fun, if it makes you smile, for a lot of people, the good thing is if it benefits like what you mentioned earlier on. Oh, that looks good. I'll try that color coordination. Oh, that Dubai chocolate, it looks good. So everyone's eating it. Let me try it. No, although it's not really my cup of tea. A lot of people did like it, but then it can turn bad as well if you eat too much Dubai chocolate. Not so good for me. And another thing, powerful reason why people get into trends today is because of empowerment. A lot of the trends today, as I've seen, maybe for the older generation, you get a lot of influencers out there who talk about empowerment, empowerment for boys, empowerment for girls. In a time where a lot of people lack self-confidence, when they see something that teaches them to be empowered, to give them a false sense of self-confidence, that's something that could heavily influence people and become a trend. So yeah, those are the things. I think those were some of the things that were mentioned earlier on.
Yes, po. But as members of the Church of Christ, because we we encourage everyone, po, and we are also taught whenever we post anything, we always have to remember that we are Christians, we are members of the Church of Christ. But how can we stand firm po in our faith without being left out? Like socially, there's the thing they say, FOMO, fear of missing out. It's like everyone else is doing it, but they're like, you're left out because, you're not socially inclined. You're not following a trend.
Well, I mean, that's where being self-aware comes into play. And also understanding what being a Christian truly means. Because being a Christian, if you remember what it says in the Bible, Jesus Christ said, we've been taken out of the world. So it should already be expected that we are different from the world. There are many things that we're not supposed to do, that the world may find normal, casual, but it's something we're not supposed to do. For example, like celebration of Christmas. We've accepted it already, and many brethren, even the young ones, they're perfectly fine with it because they understand, the history. It's against the will of God. Social media kind of disguises, wrong trends, and if we're not careful, as I said earlier, if we're not aware, that disguise may end up infiltrating, the way we think. We may end up thinking that, in order for me, I'm only doing what everyone else is doing. It's normal because everyone else is doing it. But we have to remember we are different. We're different from the people in this world. We're expected to conduct ourselves in a different way. There are many things we're not supposed to do that the world does. There are many things that we are supposed to do that the world doesn't do, and that has to be accepted and understood clearly. So when we get into this when we get into this realm of social media, we're already prepared. We know our boundaries. We won't be pressured thinking, "Oh, I'm just getting involved in a trend. It's harmless." No, maybe that's what we have to instill, especially into the next generation. Social
Yes.
media it's become a normal part of many people's lives today. It's become a normal part of the social life of our children. Isn't it true? That's how
Yes.
many people, many children, especially the youth today, that's how they socialize, through social media. That's how they understand the world outside around them. So they need to be mentally prepared for that. And the church administration is really doing everything through the worship service lessons, through the seminars we go through the different activities launched to educate, the brethren, especially the younger generations in the church.
Yes, but I think here you have a question for Ka Philip.
Sure, yes, I do. Actually, I wanted to just to know that if Philip, how do we ensure that the trends we do follow strengthens our faith instead of weakening our conviction? How can you explain that? Because I know there's a lot of viewers here that are different ages, and if you could explain it to these different generations, and as well as the older, the elders that are also listening.
Yeah, sisters, can you repeat the first part of that question, please, sister? Sorry about that.
Oh, so
Sorry,
it's excuse me. It's how do we ensure that the trends we do follow strengthen our faith instead of weakening our convictions?
Well, I mean, there's a saying, right? We are what we eat. No, it's the same thing. We are what we consume. What you expose your eyes and ears to, you become that. No, it's like saying you are the average of the people you hang around with. It's the same thing. You become what you're watching. You become what you're watching. So you know what? There's nothing wrong with. I mean, at the end of the day, we can't police what our children, the younger generation, watch, but we can encourage them to watch the right stuff, isn't it? So, why don't you expose yourself as well to trends in the church? Watch church news, see what's happening in different congregations, be in tune with the initiatives launched by the church administration. Subscribe to channels in the church where we also make trendy content, right? Like, for example, the Light Life channel in the church. We've been allowed by the church administration to use trending audio to help relay the true message of our Almighty God. Is that a question? That's a question. Have you subscribed to that channel? Are you aware of it? Light Life INC. Are you subscribed to the other channels in the church where we conduct interviews, podcasts? These are the trends that we should actively participate in. Make them trendy. Share them to your friends, to your family. The church administration is making ways so that we're not just spending all of our hours of the day consuming worldly stuff. They've made ways so that we would expose ourselves as well, to trendy things. But when it comes to the right principles, the right values, the right teachings. So that's one way, sister, we could strengthen our faith. It's what we expose ourselves to, Sister Care. I hope I answered the question.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
There's really no other way. Yeah, I mean, if it comes to trends strengthening our faith, what strengthens faith? The true words. Faith is based upon the true words of God, right? Your faith will only be strengthened if you're exposing yourself to the true message, the true words of our Almighty God. So that really seems like the only answer there. Now, what can weaken your faith? When you expose yourself to stuff that goes against the words of our Almighty God. Even if you say like, oh, I know what I'm doing, I know my faith, you're exposing it. Remember the saying, you are what you eat, you are what you consume. Like a child who would say, you would say to our child, oh son, don't hang around with those people because they're bad influences. They say, oh, I know what I'm doing, mom. No, you will become like them, even if you resist it, because you're exposing yourself to them, right? Just like in social media, you'll end up thinking like them. There's this media concept called the illusory truth effect. And it states that even if you expose yourself to something, to a message enough, even if you know it's a lie, you will end up believing in it. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? You know it's a lie, you know it's not true, but because you've exposed yourself to it, you end up believing in it. There are stages, obviously, getting to ending up believing in it, but it starts with doubt, starts with questioning. It's a media concept, illusory truth effect. Media around the world uses it. News outlets, they use it to try to steer people's minds. That's why it's so important we expose ourselves, no, to what enhances our faith, to what promotes the truth, the true message. So be careful, youth, they think they're supermen. Right? We were all youth, isn't it? We thought we were impervious to damage, no. Never be too confident in yourselves. Never be too confident in yourselves. Be careful. That's the way the devil makes his way into your hearts and your minds. He'll try to convince you, you're okay, you're tough. You know already your teachings. You're just watching it. You're just consuming it. Next thing you know, you've fallen victim to his tricks.
I like that. I like that. I think that the youth needs to hear that, just as well as some of the older members, or not really older, maybe in the 40s and 50s, because that's not really old.
Yeah, the younger ones, like us, right,
Yeah,
sister?
yeah, like us.
Yeah, right.
Like
Older,
us,
older, too young.
Yes, I do like that. That I hope that those that are listening is, even though you think you're not joining or participating in that activity, though you are still there, you are somehow consuming it. And then I do like that, how you've said that you're exposing yourself, and at some point you're going to start believing it, because you keep hearing it, and you're like, oh really, I think that might be true, then maybe it is true. So those are the things we do need to think about. Those are the things that we do need to kind of step back and say, is this for good? Right, Kyle Philip, is this for good? I want to go back to the question where we talked about FOMO. I know we've had reminders, we've had verse of the week about FOMOs. What else advice could you say about missing out on these trends, or just for the kids, or again, the younger generation of us saying, well, we don't have to do this. We could do our own trend. But what simple advice, just straightforward, can you tell them?
It just goes back to, peer pressure. It goes back to peer pressure. When you feel that you're falling into FOMO, just tell yourself, oh, this is peer pressure. This is peer pressure. I mean, we've been doing it all our lives as members of the Church of Christ. Christmas, everybody in school celebrates Christmas, but when they have the Christmas play and they ask, "Oh, can you play Mama Mary, please, or can you play a sheep in the manger?" We're like, no. Our young children, isn't it? They know from a young age, and they're proud of it as well. You see, so it's really just kind of getting their mind into gear. It's the same thing. The truth is, I think not getting involved in like Christmas festivities in school, in the Christmas play, doing Christmas decorations, that's greater FOMO, you see? But because we've already conditioned, we've already taught our children from a young age, they're prepared, they're ready. No? So maybe that's something we have to condition our minds to. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. FOMO Fear of missing out on what? Would you be afraid when it comes to missing out on something bad? We should be happy that we're missing out on something negative and detrimental, isn't it? We should be happy, not fearful. So it should be the joy of missing out. Jomo, right? The
Jomo.
joy of missing out, right? On something bad. So Jomo OSB. So,
But you know what? Going back to what you said earlier regarding, you know, you're getting so consumed, but there are those who justify that, you know, it's okay. Because they're already, like you said, they're already into it. They have no idea that they've already been consumed, believing what is wrong, and now they're justifying that. Oh no, you know, this is okay, but it's not okay. That's a problem there, Paul. I feel it.
yeah, it's not okay. I mean, that's how our enemy works. He creeps in and he works in incremental movements. You know, it's not like truth, bam, lie. No, he sneaks in. It's like he'll find a crack and then slowly he's creeping in. So that's why we're always being reminded by the church administration. Those verses, isn't it? Stay awake, be aware, right? The enemy is prowling around like a hungry lion. You see, you have to be aware. You know, sometimes we get too complacent today, and I think it's the naivety of youth. The youth think, yeah, I know what I'm doing. You know, especially to our younger brethren, we've been there, right, sisters? We've been there. We thought we knew what we were doing, but how many times did we mess up? And then when you get older and then you mess up, you make a mistake, then you think, oh, mom was right, dad was right. That's what they meant. That's what the Bible says also. Don't trust in your own understanding. Don't be too confident in what you think you know. When you're young, you think you're immortal. You think, you know, you're Superman. You think you know everything. You don't. You don't. That's why continue to listen to your parents, especially parents in the faith. Remember, parents in the Lord. Continue to listen to the church administration as well, because they've been placed by God to guide us, right? Listen to the worship services, the lessons. It's all there. It's all there. We're being guided by the church administration through the worship service lessons.
I think it's
Wow.
time to take a break. I think we can take a break and read some comments because we do have some comments. Everyone greeting you there, Poca Philip, in our chat. We also, at the end of the show, part of one of the segments that we have here on Wednesday, Po, is acronym of the day. And our brethren, we call them Ohana in the chat, they put acronyms either by the whole topic or a certain word. And Kuya Dave here, Atikir's husband, already has an acronym, Friends and Trends. He says, friends rooted in endearing niceness derive spiritual acceptance needed daily. Trends reviving evangelical needs develop spirituality. Wow. Good job, Kuya Dave. That's a good one.
Nice.
Really good one. Covered everything that we've been talking about here. Cousin Nida, she's from GT, from Greater Toronto. She says, other key influences include the fear of missing out. That's what we were talking about. The perceived status or success associated with trends, the brain's reward system releasing dopamine. So, yes. Like again, you know, part of what you were saying earlier, Paul, it's for us, it's better to have that joy of missing out
Missing out.
because right? Because,
Jomo.
yep. That's for us, right, Paul? At the Aislinn says, I agree, Paul. We need to consume God's holiness as opposed to our enemy's cunning tricks. See, that's the thing, Paul, like what I was saying earlier, because they're already consumed by it. They justify it and then they say, you know, it's okay. I'm not, you know, slowly they reason out and say, oh, it's nothing. Everything is okay. I'm still okay. I'm still active. But like you said, the devil is slowly creeping into their heart, into their mind, thinking that what they're doing is okay, what they're doing is right. But honestly, it's not. And they're starting to sway, they're starting to turn away without even realizing it, all right?
That's I think that's the real meaning of brain rot, isn't it? Have you heard of that term before? Have you heard of that term, brain rot? The way I understand it is when mindless scrolling, you're just consuming anything, and it just rots your brain. Rots your brain. Brain rot. How does rot work? It works slowly, isn't it? It works slowly. It starts off in one area and then it just spreads. That's exactly how it works. No, so we really have to be careful, Paul.
Yes, Paul, yes. It's scary that we live in a world like we said before in one of our episodes. Technology is good, very good, because if not for technology, we won't be able to missionize using our platform, right? Atikare and I would not have met if not for technology, because it was during the pandemic. Everyone's online, and that's how we met, and then we became best friends. It's good
Oh,
if it's used in a good way, right? But then, like you said, Paul, if we're not careful, not thinking of, okay, is this going to be good for my faith? Is this going to be good for my conviction? Whatever I'm watching, like you said, if we're not careful, are we harming our faith already? Are we harming our conviction already? That's why, like you said, we really have to be very, very careful. So we will take a short break po, Ka Philip, if you don't mind. Just a station break, Kuya, if we can have a station break. And then we will continue with our topic discussion.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Hello, DJ. How was school today?
Hi, Nanay. It was good po. How about you po? How was your day? And are you almost home po?
It was great. The weather is amazing too. And I'm almost home. Is there something bothering you?
Our art teacher asked our class to paint a bunny and egg, but I told him that I do not celebrate Easter because it's against the teaching of God po.
That's right. We are taught from our worship services and Bible studies that we do not follow such practices because it's not from the Bible. You can share the website incmedia.org to your teacher so that he can understand what we are taught.
Okay po. I will do that po. See you soon po.
And welcome back to Faith and Melody. We are once again, our topic is friends and trends. And of course, we have our own Hannah here joining us, Ka Philip Velasquez. We're diving deep into this discussion about trends here, and it's not just the young generation, but it is our generation, the young good looking and beautiful generation. So with this, we're going to continue on. And if you do have any questions, let us know on the chat, and we will try to answer them, in the right way, right? Of course, with this though, we've heard many trends, that are online, that are out there, and how they influence people. Although some do benefit from this, and some can also be just as harmful. So we've talked about this. We got to be careful. But I wanted to ask here is, how do you think we should be mindful of when following a trend? Like how, like we brought this up the last discussion is some people, because I don't want to just target on the young generation or just the kids, because it's all around, right? It's the whole generation or age group that we all have is we want them to be mindful, right, on these trends, to always be Christian like. But what is the best way, or what do you think is the best way to be mindful? Sometimes, like you said, we forget. We always think, oh, this is cool, we could do this, and it's not hurting me, and it's not hurting my faith, but somehow maybe somebody's eyes, they could see something else that you don't see. um, I guess I do want to bring up some of the kids that sometimes they think, oh, this is the way it is, and nothing's wrong, I'm not getting hurt, I'm okay. Why is it such a big deal? But it is a big deal, right? It is a big deal. So with this, the question is, how do you think, or what do you think should be, let me do this all over again because I'm getting a little nervous here. It is, what do you think should we be mindful of when following a trend? With that question. TJ, let's do a quick, TJ, what do you think?
What should be, or what we should be mindful of? Again, maybe will it give us a good impact, our lives as Christians, as members of the Church of Christ? Because we've done some, as best friends, and we've posted them. But it's to show to us, for me personally, it's to show that yes, you could be best friends, living far away from each other, but when you get to meet in person, you can spend time in a clean way, in a clean, fun way. You create those videos, and you don't have to go overboard to be able to create clean, fun videos, right? Po, Ka-Philip, it's like we always remember, we are Christians, we are members of the Church of Christ, online and offline. What you do when you're offline also reflects, are you a real Christian, or are you only a Christian when you're attending the worship service, where when you're on inside the vicinity of the chapel grounds? But as well, we have to be mindful. Yes, we do imitate, we do create videos, but we're very careful as well. That's the thing, because we do have to make sure that, okay, if someone is watching this, if someone is seeing this video, what will they think of us? Will they think, oh, those two crazy people doing videos again, right? So yes, but
So your question was, sister, what should we be mindful of when following a trend? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So well, ask ourselves first, how will it benefit me? No, is this beneficial for me? Can I will it help me in my life? Will it help me in my career? Will it help improve certain skills that I have? We also have to I like what Sister Jonah said. What does it say about us? Ask yourself that too. What does it say about you? What does it say about the values that you hold? Right? If someone was to watch, if somebody was to watch your post and they knew nothing about you, what would it say about you, your values, your faith, your religion, no, your self-confidence as well? And that's why it's very important that we ask ourselves, is this trend in line with my faith? Is it in line with my values? Is it in line with my principles? Principles as what? As a Christian, isn't it? Right? Because remember, we are Christians above anything else. Correct? Yes. Members of the church, we say that, yeah, being a Christian is number one for me. Christ is number one in my life. But is that what we're showing online? Is that what we're showing online? Maybe you're showing online that your preferences are number one in your life. Because what you're doing, the trend you're following, goes against our faith, our teachings. It's immoral, right? Maybe you're supporting, maybe you're liking, maybe you're reposting something that goes against our faith. For example, when it comes to relationships, you're liking it. You're putting a heart next to that rainbow. Oh, but you're saying, oh, my faith is number one. Or maybe you're going along with trends when it comes to politics. Isn't it? Right? No? And in doing that, you're showing that you're going against what? Our membership in our faith. Our faith, which entails what? Unity, which entails what? Unity with the church administration. Oh, but you're so passionate about this movement. You're so passionate about that individual. You're so passionate about that that you not only follow, support, but it goes against what? Our fundamental principles as members of the Church of Christ. So you see, sometimes there's like what do you call that? Cognitive dissonance there, where, yeah, you say, this is my belief, this is my faith, God is number one. But when it comes, but when you look at the social media, the posts that are being made, it goes against what you're saying, goes against what you're doing. You see? So if really our love for Christ, our love for God, our unity with the church administration is number one, well, then prove it. Isn't it? Prove it. Don't just get so easily sucked in or drawn in to whatever is online, whatever is trending. We prove what we are, not by what we say, but by what we do. Isn't it? We are not what we say, or neither, not by what we plan to do, but what we actually do.
I like that. I want to make a comment on that, just as well, Philip, is that on social media, we should be mindful on the things that we do like. I agree with that because I've seen that happen, is the movements and the political things and just what's going on and what's trending. And if you are strong in your faith, it should continue and not just, that's my friend, so I'm gonna like that, and I'm gonna like this, and I'm gonna like that. Correct. Be mindful on what you are liking, because what you are liking, you are also supporting. And if we don't support that, right? Peer pressure. And just because they are our friends and they're doing something that we don't believe in, or they're doing something that is not, or that is against what we do believe, we're asking is be mindful on that. Do you really need to like it? Is it worth liking? My friend here is attending a wedding here, but there's certain people that probably are there, but you're still liking it because your friends are there. But these things we have to be mindful, because we have to be careful. I'm just liking it because it's a wedding and it's a happy day and blah blah blah. But we still have to recognize the inner things that we are liking. Correct, Philip? It's
earlier it was said, right? You have to. What does it say about you? What does your post say? What? Okay, if I don't like Latin, okay, if I don't, if I don't like Latin, all right, okay, but if I have it around me and I'm taking pictures with it looks like I like Latin. Sorry, Latin is a Filipino dish, right?
Yes,
Isn't it?
yes.
No, I like one of the comments here. one of the comments by Mert Lian 7306. It says there, my sister shares a lot of a lot something a minister asked the youth decades ago. Is your faith a part of your life, or is it your life? That's really good. That's
Yes.
good. That's really good. Because our faith should be our life. It's our number one, you know? You have movements out there where they use, they're proud. That's why they call it pride, isn't it? Right? They're proud. They will stand up. They will fight you if you go against them. And then just because you're pressured, you're going to go with them. Hey, we should be proud about our faith, isn't it? We should be happy. We should be not proud in an arrogant sense, but proud that um, we were being taught the truth, we're being guided in it, and we're being encouraged to follow it, to live by it. Diba? So it's like you're compromising your faith, you're compromising who you are, you're compromising you being a Christian by a simple like on those things that go against our doctrines. So this is what we have to think about. Some of the youth, not a lot, some, they think it's okay. I only liked it. I only liked what you liked says a lot about who you are. You like it, right?
Yes.
A lot of things I don't like, isn't it? So I will disassociate myself from the things I dislike. It's almost like it's very strange. So you're right. We really have to contemplate, meditate on who we are talaga. What am I? Am I a Christian? Is it true what I'm saying, that I love God, I love Christ, I love my membership in the church, first and foremost, above everything else? Well, if that's the truth, then I have to live by it. These people out there who are so passionate about a movement, they live by it, even if it's wrong, isn't it? They live by it. They will fight people. They will cause violence. They will do terrorist acts, right? Because they live by it. All we're asked to do is just refrain. First, all we're asked to do is stand up for what's right. Don't like it if we're not supposed to. If it goes against our doctrines, just because your friends are pressuring you. What's more important? Pleasing your friends? Disappointing your friends, or disappointing our Almighty God? What's more important to you? So we have to come to terms with who we are talaga, with what our faith is, right? We're not just a Christian, member of the Church of Christ because of our title. Remember, we are not because of what we want to be, but because of what we do. What we do. We are we are not because of what we say we are, but because we do. It's throughout the Bible. The Bible tells us, Jesus Christ tells us, we're defined by what we do. We love God. We follow His commandments. And I think that's something that it's disappointing when we have some youth. And you know what? It's that's why the church administration is doing everything to kindly teach and kindly remind. Right? But at the end of the day, the church administration will only lead us to water. It's up to us if we're going to drink from it. That's why I'm appealing to our brethren in worship service. Listen, don't think, I know this already, I'm strong enough, it's all the same thing. Listen and ask yourself, what is God trying to tell me? What am I supposed to learn from this? Listen with a humble heart. There's a saying, isn't it? If your cup is full, you won't allow it to be filled. It can't be filled. No? Listen.
Excuse me. With this, Kapel, right? I know that we are diving deep into this, and I know a lot of times we try not to focus on the young adults, but sometimes we are trying to, because they are the next generation. They are the ones who will be leading us, and we want them to be even stronger than how we are or how we've been brought up. We want them to level up and be better than us at all times.
It's just, I'm not picking. I'm sorry to interrupt you. The reason why it's important we kind of drill the youth, grill the youth on this, right? It's because the youth, and I know this because I was there, we think we know everything. The youth think they know everything. The youth think they are smarter than they really are. Why do I know that? Because I was a youth. I was like that before. Okay. And I only realized how wrong I was when I made the mistake. I only realized that was all false when I grew up. Okay. This is why we're saying this, brothers and sisters, if there are younger ones out there. Okay. We're speaking to you out of love. We're not kind of, oh, here we go again, Lola Philip trying to, telling me off. And no, we're not. Diba? We've been there. And yeah.
There's a, I know that we want to we want to focus and help the youth to be the best that they can be, because like you said, we've been through that. We've gone through all this. We've experienced this, and we know the hardships, and we've overcame. And we want them to do the same, but not even try to go through those things. There was a few questions that were popped up that we did send to you that I hope that you are able to answer. Is I believe that is questions 4 and 5. If you have that question with you, Philip, if we could answer that, because the trends nowadays is about beautiful weddings, and oh, I found this person, and we are, I love him forever, I love her forever, and we want to move on to the next step. But there's so many steps that they need to take. But with the trends that are out there now, they want to do they want to follow these trends, like these questions 4 and 5. If you have that with you, what kind of advice what do we can give them if they ask these kinds of questions? Because now they're not young children, now they're young adults, and they're asking these questions.
Yeah. Well, just I'll get to the answer in a minute. No, when I said we're focusing on kind of the youth, is because they're still growing, they're still finding themselves. No, but the funny thing is, there's some adults who are still finding themselves. They haven't yet grown into adults, right? So we all have to kind of grow up. Is it the point? We all have to grow up. I mean, I'm not saying I've grown up. I'm already there. Okay, we all make mistakes. That's why we're always being reminded to stay on guard, diba? Because once we think we're there, once we think we're okay, then we put our guard down, and then that's when the enemy comes in. Okay, so I'm not saying that I'm not saying this is as if I have reached already the pinnacle. Far from it. Okay, but I just want to make that clear. All of us, it doesn't matter how far we've come, there is still that risk always. That's why we have to guard, bantay ourselves. Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to trends, you said in weddings.
Yes.
Like maybe
there's the ones that are asking are like, how are we allowed to write our own personal vows? Just how they say, oh, I love you, and this is forever. I know we get the lessons and the whole worship service, which is wonderful with the hymns. But they just ask, can we do that? And
because it's trending, right?
It's trending because it's trending. Only because it's supposedly trending.
Yeah. See, look, when you look at that, what's the core of that argument, of that reasoning? They want to be a part of the trend. Everyone else is doing it, so they think, oh, I have to do it too. Marriage is sacred, isn't it? Marriage is sacred. It's a blessing of God upon the couple, right? Something as sacred as that has to be done in an orderly way. And that's why the church administration has made already a way, the ceremony in a specific way that it should be done according to the words of God in the Bible. Yeah? So let's follow that way. We call it God's trend, isn't it? That's God's trend. That's the way God wants it to be. Right? If the world wants to do their weddings their way, which most, if not all of the time, is not orderly, definitely not is not in accordance to the words of God, then that's them. Let them. But then again, we shouldn't be. Remember, your whole life, your future will be your whole future. Your whole future, your wedding day That's the beginning of your life together as husband and wife, isn't it? We want the blessing of God in our life for the future. So let's leave it to God. Let's do it His way. You don't need to insert a trend here or there in order to be happy. No, that's actually shallow. The important thing about being married to someone in the church is that we're bound by the words of God. No, we're bound by the words. Focus on that. Focus on that. Focus on trends. No, focus on the word of God that has bound you. Both of you live by it. You'll be happy. Come on, look at the people in the world today. Just look at this. Look at their trends. Look at the poems they make. So beautiful, isn't it? Look at the promises they make. You think, you watch it, you think, oh, they're going to be together forever. So lovely. What a beautiful poem. And then what do you hear? 2, 3 months, 1, 2 years. They're divorced already. You see, like, it's funny, isn't it? And they post it online, right? And the messages they write to each other on Facebook, it's so beautiful. It's not about what you say. It's about what you promise to your partner, to God, isn't it? Right? Based upon the words of God written in the Bible. That's what matters. And it's about following through with it as well. Forget about those trends. Those trends mean nothing. Those trends mean nothing. We've seen many times, and it makes me laugh as well. You see these artistas getting married, and they say the sweetest things. They look like lovebirds, and next thing you know, getting a divorce. And what do you say? I'm not surprised. Trends. Come on. When it comes to marriage, let's do it God's way with the guidance of the church administration. That's the best way for a happy and bright future.
Right. I mean, I have a second question to this, only because we did talk about this when we prepared this, and you all also had told me to go ahead and bring it up, just so that we hear it. Now, there's trends out there as well for the weddings, and we want to talk about the sponsors. We have brought that up, if you remember. There's some trends, maybe not, I don't want to say the words trends, because we still have to follow the rules and regulations of how and who is going to be in the weddings. And this is just one question that we're going to just bring up is, can we consider older Kadiwas or Kadiwas as principal sponsors in a wedding? I know you wanted to talk about this just as well. So that is the question: can older Kadiwas or even a Kadiwa be considered as principal sponsors for weddings?
I'm assuming this is a trend. It's something that some people are considering because they
probably
really?
Yes po, maybe po, probably po, could be trending po.
Yeah. See, again, it's a preference out of a trend. It's not something that is wanted because of its effectiveness, right? What is the reason why we have a primary sponsor? They're there to support us in our marriage, to give us guidance, right? To give us guidance on what? On marriage. And then you're going to get someone who knows nothing about marriage to give you guidance on marriage. It's like, I have a health problem. And then I will consult a fireman, a firefighter, like, no. Right? So, that's why, I mean, you can see the intention there is they just want to be trendy. Marriage is a sacred thing. Marriage is a beautiful thing, especially when it's bound by the words of God, right? Marriage is a lifelong thing, but marriage, there are a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties in marriage. And that's why, we have a wider support group. Our ninongs, primary sponsors. We have the ministers in the church. We have the church administration. Why are they there? Why are they part of our union as husband and wife? To support us, that extended support group. to give us guidance, people we can run to when we're going through a difficult time, people who can advise us, guide us the right way. And that's why you need to choose the right primary sponsors. It's not just a fashion thing. It's not just a trendy thing. These are the people who have become a part of your life. Maybe they're not related to you, but they will now act as though as they were related to you, and they have your benefit in their interest. No? So that's why be careful when it comes to choosing who we are bringing into our how would you call it? Who we will go to help us when you have problems. Make sure we go to those who are experienced, obviously, who are married, because they know what it's like. But also make sure that those people as well, they are those who can give you the best advice, the good advice. And what is the best advice? God's advice, right? Who knows God's advice? Who knows God's guidance? Members of the Church of Christ. No? It's important that we do that. Yeah, so I don't know if I answered it correctly, sister, but yeah, I don't think there's so much more to say about that. No,
Yes,
we're not no. It's not about trends, brothers and sisters. It's about your benefit, how it will help you. Okay, function and also blessing of our Almighty God. Because there will come times when you need help, you need advice, and you need to go to the right people. What will a Kadiwa tell you? What will a Kadiwa tell you?
Yes, exactly. Thank you for that. I think we just needed to hear that. I know that sometimes parents can say that and tell them that, but they know everything and they think everything is okay, and that it's okay. It's okay. It's a trend. It's okay. But when they're hearing it from a minister of the gospel, they're hearing it straightforward, saying, "No, get somebody who has the experience. Get somebody who can help you." Right? That's what they need to hear. And I would hope that with this, that everyone on the chat here will share this link. There's a lot of things here that every age can learn. That these trends aren't always the greatest thing, right? TJ, do you have anything that you want to add on, or any other questions you want to add on this segment or this discussion?
No, I think I heard what I needed to hear, and like you said, share this link because it will benefit not only the parents but the children as well, the young adults. Like you said, sometimes they don't listen to the parents, but they will listen to a minister. So that's why we have Ka Philip here. So then Ka Philip can be the spokesperson of the parents.
I hope we haven't scared them away.
No, no. Everything that you have mentioned, Ka Philip, it's very inspirational. It's very enlightening po. Even to us as parents, we learn something new every day, and everything that we've heard so far, it has impacted us already. These trends. There was a comment there, like you said earlier, po. How do you live your life? And it's a good reminder, and not what we plan to do, but what we actually do is another thing that was said on our comment there. Um, Sister Myrtle also says, "You're so concerned about what your friends think about you, but do you worry about what God thinks about you?" And so, when following trends, again, something to consider as members of the Church of Christ, like what we've discussed today. Is it impacting you as a person, especially as a member of the Church of Christ? We've got acronyms as well, Ka Philip. Friends and Trends, Forever Ready, INC's Enduring Noteworthy Dealing, Social, alluding not directly through rational expectations, not due seasons, because we are taught inside the church. We are taught inside the Church of Christ. And I also love another acronym from Cousin Naida. Very short, but very good. Trends. The real, empathic, noble desire is serving God. Wow, that's a really good one. And should we pause for a musical break at the care, or should we continue? What do you think? such a good such a good conversation here and discussion. I think we will dive into our final discussion here, Ka Philip. Like 2 hours is almost done, believe it or not. Time flew by quickly. In as much as we want to follow trends, like the good trends, there are better trends that we must share to influence others, especially those who are not members of the Church of Christ. And these are those trends that we try to uphold and try to bring out to the world. So, Ka Filippo, if you may, what do you think is a trend that will have a huge impact on others? And how will this benefit us, our friends, and family? Because we've been talking about social media, the trends that the children or even some adults are following, the cooking and even, politics and all that. And we even touch on marriage as well, the weddings, getting sponsors, and just a lot of things that we've covered today. But what do you think, po, is a trend that will have a huge impact on others, especially as members of the Church of Christ? If this is a trend that we're sharing, what is a trend that will have a huge impact po on
You
others?
mean positively, sister? A
Yes,
positive
po.
impact?
Yes, po.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing better than anything that promotes our faith, promotes positivity. But remember, positivity, what's the definition of positivity? What's positive for one might not be positive for another. What's positive for them is not positive for us in the church, isn't it? When I say positivity, I'm talking about things that carry our principles, our teachings, right? Those are the trends that we should be um, sharing. Those are the trends that we should be promoting. And where can we find these trends? Where can we find these trends? On our pages, on our social media pages and channels. Now, I mean, where the church administration is working hard to incorporate, technology, no, into propagating our principles and teachings. And they're doing this through the creation of channels and pages that we have. I'll give an example, like Light Life, the one that one of the channels that we're managing here in CEBSI Europe. This is with Angelo's vision to kind of go along with the trends that we see online in social media, right? When it comes to the use of music, when it comes to the style of editing, when it comes to the style of delivery, yeah, that doesn't go against the words of God, right? Because there are a lot of things that the world does that doesn't go against the words of God, which is fine. Diba? And then with those trends, what do? We attach there the teachings, the guidance of the church administration, isn't it? Words of God written in the Bible, quotes of our executive minister. Also, we've used their quotes as well of Brother Angelo Manalo, isn't it? Stories of brethren who've gone through something, inspiring, uplifting stories. Why don't we make those trendy? Why don't we follow? No, that's what's beneficial. Share our programs, interviews, stories of faith, you know, preaching shows. Make those trendy. That's the answer to that, sister. Yeah.
Yes,
those
po.
trendy.
Yes,
I mean,
po.
isn't much to say. I mean, because the benefit, if, for example, if you see something on there, like For example, my daughter, sharing a link, something that will inspire someone. Sige pwede. Like my daughter, she plays drums, so I'll see a great about her age who's really good, and I'll send it to my daughter, and then she'll watch it, and they'll inspire her. That's good. That's beneficial for her, right? For skills, as we said, for skills, for everyday living, for practical things. But what should be the meat of what we share, what we make trendy? The core should be our values, our teachings through the content we produce on our channels.
Yes, po. It's like you said, there are a lot of things that are trending also. But if we're able to share positivity through the trends that we follow, and we're a big fan of light. Ate Kiara and we follow that and we share it a lot. And it's one of, I would say, the newest segment.
Yeah, it's a
That
relatively new channel po. Yeah.
Yes, po. And it's very inspiring because you said, like, it touches a lot of things: technology, what people are going through, music, even dance, even the events. Very short, but very meaningful and very impactful. And like you said, po, if we can share that, why not? Start, make it a trend, make even our INC original music, spread it and share it and keep it trending and just keep posting it. So then people know that, wow, we do have a lot of beautiful music in different languages too. Very clean in lyrics, very inspirational. And so I think this is a way for us to also benefit, not just for others who are not members of the Church of Christ, but even as members of the Church of Christ, Paul, right, Paul?
Especially, yeah. I mean, on the Light Life channel, a majority of the viewers, regular viewers, that are non-members of the church. They can because it's it's the truth. Words of God in the Bible, wholesome, no, with our principles and our
Yes,
doctrines.
yes, Paul, yes, Paul. It's it's we have an advantage of sharing our faith now than before, because you can easily share your faith just by you know sharing a link, right? There's a lot of ways to be able to do that. And like you said, if there's a trend that we want to start, if there's a trend that we want to follow and just keep posting, why not? Our very own platforms, our channels, why not start there, right, po?
Yes.
Take care. Anything on this?
I sorry, I do agree. Is the reposting of all the reels that the Church of Christ does. This is a trend that we should all do, because most of us has social media, and instead of posting like, oh, I went shopping and bought a dress. Look at my dress. Posting it. Why not post some of these reels and some of these verses that are going out there, or even like verse of the week? I do see some people do post programs on their page every day, so that we can see, okay, oh, this is playing today. Let's go ahead and watch this. These are the trends that, as members of the Church of Christ, we should be doing, and have our children take those trends and bring it to their friends at school, as well as at work. Start a trend, doing good works for our Almighty God, and of course sharing our faith. That's a trend that we need to do, right? Share our faith. And there's so many ways to do it. Again, social media, sharing all these programs and the reels. And if you have the INC media cards, send those out. Even once a day, you've done something good. you know, it's gonna bring you this happiness because you've done something good, and maybe make it a trend or a routine to give out a INC Media card or send a link. That's a huge impact. Not only that we should be doing it as parents, is that way our children can follow that and say, oh, you know what, mom and dad always puts a reel out every day on social media. Let me do one just as well. You know, just share. It's always nice to share out throughout the day. Even if you've shared already this morning, Faith and Melody, um, I'm sure there's other people that you've missed. You know, we have here Brother Zach Dalcita. I believe he was from Sacramento. He came from Sacramento, or he visited Sacramento and was here for a little bit. I believe he might be in Paris at the moment. You know, bonjour. Go ahead and share that, right, Kazak? Go ahead and share this link to everyone out there. Make that a trend. Say, hey, this is pretty cool show, and you know, check it out. See how it is. He's here giving advice to you know, Sister Leah, and saying, you know, listen. So you know, bring it out there and do the same thing, and share it with the brethren there, because it's a cool trend to say, hey, I like this. You know, this is cool. And not only do our young generation see this, but even the younger generation, the young kids that are always, you know, now the technology, they always have their their gadgets. You know, have them at least, you know, once a day at least. You know, tune in and see. Okay, let's do this. Let's watch this first before you know, go into this. So make these trends powerful, so that their faith grows stronger and stronger and stronger. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
One thing you said earlier on, sister, about you know, it should be our joy, it should be our happiness in sharing these, you know, Christian trends. But the problem is that for some people, uh, what their foundation of joy is their post getting trendy or going viral, and they see that when they look online social media, they see that when a lot of they see a lot of people when they post about superficial stuff, where they've eaten, what they've bought, isn't it? The holidays they've gone through. You know, they look at it and they think, oh, that looks happy. He looks happy. And look, everybody's liking, everybody's commenting. And that becomes the kind of target for people, the source of people's they want it, they think that that's what will give them joy. So it starts kind of like a vicious cycle. They do the same thing too. They post, you know, what they're doing, what they're buying, and that's really not a healthy way of using social media, right? Don't get pulled into thinking that what you're seeing, how people are living, that they're happy. That's how you should be to be happy. Remember, what they're doing, what they're posting is curated, right? They show you, they just put a smile on there, but they haven't shown you the 95% of the day when they were miserable. No? Right? Oh, look, she's going on holiday again. He's going on holiday. He's been already 4 times. We should be doing that. I should be doing that. That's why there's a saying, right? Comparison is the thief of joy. That's why a lot of people are so unhappy, miserable, mental health problems today. You know, don't get validation from online. Um, that's a very important thing, I think. No, don't should be happy when church content about our uh, teachings goes viral. You know, when that gets trendy, that should give you happiness and joy. Not It's not about the attention you get online. That should give you joy. That'll give you that dopamine hit. Oh, I want it again. It's a road that leads to misery. No? And again, that's speaking from experience. I think a lot of us back in the early days of social media, right? We've all gone through that. And it doesn't lead to to happiness. It just keeps you miserable. Always
Yes.
having to compete, always watching other people. Where are they now? Am I still on top? Am I still better? Oh, don't get pulled into that. Just another piece of advice we would like to share. Remember, all of these things we're saying here, they're all taught by the church administration, isn't it? We all learn these things during our worship services. I'm just extending it because we can. We don't have 2-hour worship service lessons, do we? Here we do have that opportunity to expound on these things. No, but they're all principles we learn in our worship service lessons based on the Bible.
Thank you, po, Ka Philip. And before we end the topic discussion, you've covered a lot, and it's just so good to be able to hear it straight from you, po. Always, always very inspirational. May we ask po for Christian value out of this topic that you can share with us to wrap it up, po, the discussion?
Christian value. Okay, there are many, but there's one I want to know is trust. Trust. As you said, sometimes our children don't listen to us, right? And one of the reasons is because they think they know everything. They're very confident because they are intelligent, no doubt, The youth today are very intelligent. The sad thing is, because of that, many people today, they only do something if they understand. If they don't understand, they don't do it. And what does that show? A lack of trust. No? Whenever we receive an instruction, teaching from the church administration, which are always based on the commandments of our Almighty God, whenever there's like a regulation, a teaching, even a restriction that you might think it's unfair, restrictive, it's curbing, it's limiting my happiness, trust that all of those decisions are inspired by our Almighty God. Trust that even if you don't understand, that even if at that moment you think it's unfair, you cannot comprehend, trust it is for my own good. Trust this will be for my benefit in the long run. Might be uncomfortable now, might seem unfair now, but you'll see. Always, whenever we do the will of God, right? Whenever we do the will of God, it's always for the better. It's always for a blessed life. Remember, God gave these instructions as an instruction manual for us how to live, how we can live an orderly, peaceful, harmonious life. Diba? But once you do your own thing, you think you know better, and just because you couldn't understand it, you went your own way, you'll see you're setting yourself up for disaster. You're setting yourself up for misery. Then down in the future, later on down the line, you'll realize, you'll cry, you'll regret, but it's too late. It's too late. And again, we're speaking out of experience, We're speaking out of experience. God's words are the key to happiness. God's words is the foundation for harmony, for peace. You might have to sacrifice comfort now, which is, instant, immediate gratification, right? But forego that, and you'll see the greater reward down the line. The delayed greater gratification. Trust, trust, okay? In the Word of God, in the way of God, the system of God, which is taught to us by the church administration. Trust means you do it, you believe it, even if you don't fully understand it right at that moment. You'll see. You'll see. That's the Christian principle that I want to share. There are many, many more, but I think that's one that's missing in a lot of, not a lot, but some today, because we are under the impression that we already know everything.
Thank you po, Ka Philip. Ah, this is one episode we need to share. Atikir, we need to share this episode. Just a lot of inspiration, a lot of things that we can learn from this episode, Atikir. Thank you so much, po, Ka Philip. Always a pleasure to have you on the program,
Praise be
po.
to God. Always lovely to be here with you and with our viewers.
Yes, po, and everyone saying thank you. Everyone's commenting there. Very inspirational. They're that is why proof of trusting God is obeying Him. Kazani says, oh, Kazak. And I like what he said also earlier. Brother Zach says, listening to INC radio, make it a trend. So share the link. Yes, let's do
Agree.
that.
Agree.
Let's do that and share and post and make it a trend to share our verse of the week, even our Light Life. Just keep sharing that and posting it on our social media. At this point, we will pick our acronym of the day. Kuya Irene, if you can play our bumper, please.
Acronym of the day.
Atikir.
Ah.
Just a lot, right?
Yeah, there's a few that are very nice. Again, I think everyone did very well today. I know that you picked yours. It was kind of the same, but I don't know if you want to stay as one or if you want to just keep it or do you want to do one of each? I don't. It's up to you what you want to do. And if maybe Kafil can pick one just as well. You know, if he.
No, I'll leave that to you, sisters. I've done enough talking already.
So for my pick, I picked Kazeni. Very short, but very impactful, I would say. Trends. The real, empathetic, noble desire is serving God. Very simple, but very impactful.
That's great, Bob.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
I think I have the same here. I have the same here. It's also Trends is there by Ati Ivy Giselle. She had put it on there and wasn't able to see it, or maybe we didn't have the chance to read it, but she puts Trends, which is true resilience, encourages never-ending devotion, spirituality. So that is the trend that we should follow, is spirituality and the strong faith that we do have, right? And the strong faith that we do have is these are the trends that we should follow. Follow what has been taught to us, follow what has been given to us, which is a blessing. Being able to see these platforms, being able to watch these platforms 24 hours a day, in fact, that it never ends. And there's so many different genres and different ways that we can watch this and how it reaches and touches each and every one of us. So make it a trend to share these programs to all our friends and loved ones, right?
There you go. I think, Kuya Irene, we can close off our acronym of the day.
Acronym of the day.
And with that, we will go on to our verse of the week.
The idea that positive things will happen if you think enough positive thoughts has never been more popular. And it's easy to see why this concept is so attractive. This idea that you can rely on your own abilities to reach your goals or get what you want, it gives you all the control, but While there's nothing wrong with positive thinking or taking initiative to achieve our goals, what should we keep in mind? Hello, everyone. I'm Brother Matt Carl Talents, and I'd like to share this verse of the week here in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and the verses are 7 and 8. Most blessed is the man who believes in, trusts in, and relies on the Lord, and whose hope and confidence the Lord is. For he shall be like a tree planted by the waters that spreads out its roots by the river, and it shall not see and fear when heat comes, but its leaf shall be green. It shall not be anxious and full of care in the year of drought, nor shall it cease yielding fruit. Believing in yourself is a positive trait, but denying the power of God will get us nowhere. So we should believe, trust, and rely on God and accept that we cannot do anything on our own. Instead, trust God with our plans. Pray to Him and ask Him to bless our goals and dreams. And if our initial plans don't work out, don't lose hope. Instead, let God guide your path. Remember, God knows what's best for us, and He will always lead us to something greater than we could ever imagine. Dear friends, we also want you to receive this blessing from God. Come, join us in the worship services and Bible studies and study God's words with us here in the Church of Christ. We hope you've gained inspiration from this verse of the week. Stay safe, stay strong, stay faithful. God bless.
Very timely, Ka Philip, with your Christian value on trust. There you go, trusting in God's plans. Thank you so much. With that, any promo that you might have booked, Ka Philip? Any new shows? Anything that you have upcoming po that we should be looking forward to?
Yeah, there's quite a few, sister. But just keep your eyes and ears open. Subscribe to our different channels, and you'll know when they come out. Okay, I don't want to mention anything right now, but there's a vlog coming out soon.
Yes. But thank you so much
Yeah,
po
thank
again.
you.
They're already asking you to join again. Yes po. Looking forward to the next time that you're going to be with us, I believe next month. Right po. Yes po. So
Looking
Ka
forward to that.
Philip, yes, but Ka Philip is now part of Ohana. So yes, he will be back. Don't worry. Don't worry. Ate Care, any promos that you have? Any greetings?
Yes, first of all, I wanted to say thank you once again to Ka Philip for showing up and gracing us with all these wonderful, wonderful insights as well as advice, not only just for the young generation, but for all of us here on the panel and as well as those who will be listening to this later, maybe after work. Thank you again, Ka Philip. Again, it's proof here that everyone wants you to come back maybe more often than once a month, right? We'll talk to Atides with that one. But that, thank you once again for joining us. We do have satellite programs on the weekend for Sacramento as well as Canada. Join us on that day. It is wonderful to continue to support all these programs, especially in your district or in your locale. We do have one more program tomorrow with Atides. It is Pure Integrity, which grit is in that word integrity. So pure integrity with Atides tomorrow. Don't forget, it's continue to join and make that a trend every morning. Faith and Melody at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay.
Yes. And I also want to greet everyone that tuned in at Take Care. Our, like you said earlier, silent listeners, because they listen after the show because they're at work. But thank you so much to everyone that joined us from the beginning to the end. Kafroila, and she's saying, thanks a lot, Poca Philip. What you shared is really inspirational. The word trust remains in my mind to share with my grandchildren. Trust parents, especially trust our Almighty God. Wow, thank you. There you go. Ate Des, I don't know if you want to join us. But of course, there you go. Of course, before we finally say goodbye, we still have one more song to play. And this one is entitled Stay Strong. This has been Faith and Melody with yours truly, Ate Jonah, my best friend here, Ate Kier, and of course, Ka Philip Velasquez from CEBSI Europe. Thank you to everyone. See you again.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow. Thank you, Ka Philip.
Thank you, Ka
Thank you,
Philip.
everyone.
Torrential rain tries to take everything away. I have lost a lot of things, but it's okay. Floods and raging waters try the best to get in my way, but there's just no stopping me when I have my faith. Looking forward to tomorrow with the strength that I still have. God will never give me something I can't handle. I will stay strong, I will hold on. No matter how rough it gets, I'll walk on. Won't lose hope along the way. I may fall down, but I won't lose my faith. I'll keep getting up to finish this race. I've been yearning for salvation. I'll stay strong inside His nation. I'll keep my eyes fixed on the glorious prize. I face a trial with a smile, 'cause I know He's with me every mile. Each test an opportunity to prove my faith. I don't feel sad, as a matter of fact, I'm glad. I feel happy and I don't feel bad. Ever stronger I will be, as long as He's with me. All the tests are unavoidable, but I know that nothing's impossible. As long as God's with me, I can win each battle. I will stay strong, I will hold on. No matter how rough it gets, I'll walk on. Won't lose hope along the way. I may fall down, but I won't lose my faith. I'll keep getting up to finish this race. I've been yearning for salvation. I'll stay strong inside His nation.